This week's top Disney news stories include pieces on the MCU's upcoming Moon Knight series, Disneyland Paris closing, new signs for Walt Disney World, and more layoff news. And I'll have what's new on Disney+, so stay tuned and I'll break it all down. Well, hello there! My name's Jeremy and welcome back to Freeform Disney, where I talk about all aspects of Disney, from the animated movies to the theme parks to Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar, and the TV shows, and everything else in between. And that is why it's Freeform. And keep coming back every day for new daily content. If you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to another episode of Disney News. So on to this past week's biggest Disney news stories. First, let's dive on into a quick bit of Marvel news. We've got some new news about the MCU series Moon Knight that is up and coming because we have heard from Hollywood Reporter that Oscar Isaac is in talks to star in the upcoming show. Now, this is going to be another one of those Disney Plus MCU series coming up somewhere in the future, and Moon Knight might not be one that you're more familiar with unless you really know your Marvel comics a bit more. Now, Moon Knight has multiple personas that he goes through. He also ends up being a conduit for the Egyptian moon god Khonshu at one point. And I mean, there's all kinds of interesting things going on in there, and exactly what of that will be used for the MCU series, hard to say. But clearly that multiple alter ego thing will probably be a big thing for whichever version of Moon Knight they're using. So we shall see what we shall see. Now over to a bunch of theme park news, and we've got a few quick stories here. First off, Disneyland Paris is now closed for the second time since the start of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. The park closed at the end of Thursday, the 29th of October, and it is not going to reopen until at least the beginning of December, as France has gone into a month-long lockdown. Also, the resort will be closed from January 4th through February 12th after that. Another one of the rolling lockdowns that we'll get, and well, probably for months and months and months to come as continuing waves hit of the coronavirus around different parts of the world. Over to California, and downtown Disney is going to be temporarily expanding. The theme parks there are still not open and probably won't be open anywhere in the near term. But California Adventure's Buena Vista Street, the initial street you walk in on in the park, will be opening for the shops and some of the dining. So hey, that'll be open. Again, the rides and other attractions in the theme park are closed because the theme parks are not allowed to be open at this point. And on the other coast over in the US, we can see a lot more of the layoffs going on. So we know a lot more of the specific layoffs for Equity, and that's the actors union right there. So out of 700 Equity actors that had been employed at Disney, we now know that over 700 have been dismissed. So a lot of the different groups are currently done. Now that doesn't mean they won't come back sometime, but for the time being, they're cut completely. So it seems like Citizens of Hollywood, Citizens of Main Street, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, the Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo the Musical, which heck, I remember seeing featured not that long ago over in the One Day at Disney. I'm sure there's a few of these featured. I'm not going to mention all of them at this point, but yeah. You might have gotten to see some of those people. Well, they don't have a job anymore. Yeah. Also, Beauty and the Beast live on stage, Turtle Talk with Crush, Voyage of the Little Mermaid, and more. So, again, some more details on people that currently have lost their jobs in shows that are not currently ongoing. And as always, my heart goes out to everyone who is affected by this in this way, or really in any way. One last bit of Disney World news, which is on a better note. The Walt Disney World entrances are soon going to be looking a bit different. So they're getting a makeover, and the colors are changing to more of a gold and blue like the Cinderella Castle. Although, I've got to say, I'm not the biggest fan of what's going on with the columns. The columns are going from this brick red to kind of this lifeless, dull gray. So not a fan of that choice. But the rest of it's looking pretty nice. Oh, also, you notice that slogan there is changing from dreams come true, because now it's going to be the most magical place on earth for the entirety of Walt Disney World, which works well. That's a nice change too. I'm for that one as well. Okay, let's move on to what is new on Disney Plus. So Friday, October 30th saw a bunch of new titles added over to Disney Plus, and there were certainly some good highlights. For instance, on the new Disney Plus originals, we have The Mandalorian Season 2. Now, I did a video on that, so feel free to check that one out right there. Then we also have the latest episode of The Right Stuff, the Konakai Seance. And again, I went ahead and did a video on that. And also we had the Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom latest episode, which was Perry's Prickly Pregnancy. And as with the other two, I've got a video on that because I'm watching all three of these series right now and enjoying the heck out of them. So definitely check them out if you haven't seen them. Feel free to look at my videos if you're interested. And then on other Disney Plus news, old stuff that's been added, we have Disney's The Owl House, which has gotten a lot of praise as well as controversy, I guess I should say, for its leads in terms of having some LGBTQ representation in there. Now, that said, I've never seen the show, but hey, if you're interested, it's up on Disney Plus now. On an old movie, we have The Sorcerer's Apprentice. This is one of Nicolas Cage's not so great movies, shall we say? But hey, it's available if you want to watch it. If you got to get your Nicolas Cage fix on Disney Plus, there you go. One more choice for you. And on the National Geographic front, you knew there had to be something because there's always something added for Nat Geo every time. This time it is season 1 of X-Ray Earth, so you got a few episodes there to go look at. Oh, and of course, as always, One Day at Disney has a new episode. This one is looking at Dana Amendola, who works over with Disney's theatrical productions, which is certainly an area that's been hit, just a little bit by the pandemic, shall we say. Yeah. But that said, let's end with a positive note because I've got some pictures of a new baby animal over from Animal Kingdom. And now, if you remember the aardvarks we saw in the 5th episode of Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom just the other week, well, Willie and Peanut just gave birth to a new aardvark, and her name is Karenga. Now, Karenga, for what it's worth, by the way, is peanut in Swahili, so yes, she was named after her mother. So, very nice. So we've got more aardvarks in there. Yay! And hey, with that, everyone, that is the news for this week. What did you think about the latest Moon Knight news? You excited about Oscar Isaac coming in? And hey, did you love the aardvarks and getting some new ones? Let me know down below in the comments. And thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please help me out. Give it a like, a share, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another new episode of Freeform Disney. Have a magical day, and may the Force be with you always.